So,
whenever I say hello, can you all say hello back?
Hello back.
Hey.
okay, so just introduce yourself and away we go.
Hello, I'm Ben.
Hello,
From
Ben.
Bangor.
Hi,
I'm 20.
Hello back.
Today we're talking about our trip to Berlin. Live in Berlin. So we were trying to find a suitable project, and we ended up finding the objectives. Basically, we all wanted to grow as musicians. Me myself, I want to grow doing all the technical stuff, doing all the live sound and any tech requirements that you all might need, and also any additional projects, because I know some people I want to do a radio show and other things, and just create some effective music-based content in a foreign country. So all the challenges that come with that, like language barriers. So all the roles and responsibilities we've all established who's who. So I think I need to run through who, that you all know who you are for this point. So my own responsibilities, I'm going to be working with Danny. We're going to be setting up and managing all the sound and technical equipment. That includes audio equipment, microphones, any speakers or anything we might need. So yeah, or just anything for any of the performances. And then during the events, we'll be doing all the support you might need if it's any tech or any front of house stuff. Just fixing any issues and making sure everything functions properly. And then on all the prep and setup, just making sure everything arrives early so we can set up the equipment, make sure it works, and coordinate anything that needs set up with any people we have on hand. And then just being able to adapt to everything in a different country, I think, because we'll probably need to adjust our spaces if we're doing different venues, which is still up in the air, so working, adapting to those scenarios will be important. So what research will I undertake? Me and Danny and probably anyone else, we're going to be looking at what different microphones we'll need, what speakers, what mixers, what is in the venue probably, just seeing, and if we need any additional stuff, and then if we need to look up like a manual or a way to look up what videos about the desk so we can be most prepared whenever we get there, so we can familiarise ourselves with it. And then we'll also be working with the venues team, that really basically relating to whatever we'll need at the venue. So yeah. Work shadowing, how this would relate to what I've done. I've worked with a couple of live events companies, so I think this might help with what we're doing there. A forfeit would be like a live events, they would do all like sound and lights and everything, so I've got experience setting that kind of stuff up, and then beyond AV they do all the visual stuff. So if I wanted to do something similar, to work this into work shadowing, I would be working with either of those two, and then I would either want to work with the Marketplace Theatre just to get a bit of experience with theatre work, and I know they were asking for anyone that wanted help out, so I put in a good word with them hopefully. Resources for the trip would be just instruments for everyone and any equipment and any additional projects like I mentioned earlier, like a radio show or a music video or anything like that, so I won't repeat myself. Hang on,
Wow, that's a good pick.
bear with. Am I going back? Yeah, no, I've repeated all that. So any risk assessment that I'll be looking out for is electric shocks, so just checking all cables, plugs and connections, trip hazards, just all those things there would be my things that I'd be looking out for whenever we're setting up for a gig, or even yeah, mostly all those things. So yeah, thank you.
Well done, Ben. Thank you for being first. Kind of skipped over a wee bit of the roles and the importance of the when you brought up that all of those rules were there for sure, but it's also worth detailing the fact that, you know, why is a leader important? Why is somebody looking after the venue and the finance aspect? You know, because these are all critical elements, right?
Yeah.
So, and the impact if one person doesn't take their role on, or they miss something, or they're late with something, how does that have impact on everybody else?
Okay.
So it's worth considering that as a conversation. Yeah, and don't forget the other human beings that you're doing this with. Always worth giving a shout out. I know you gave Danny a shout out, which is great, but it's worthwhile. You're talking about everybody in the team, so that everybody's really clear about what everybody has to do.
You got it.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else would like to add? Comments? Observations? What a nice presentation. Good pictures.
Yeah. Very
Nice and clear.
good. It's not bothered like it's.
Just
very
nice.
well functioning, so yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.